So, let's talk about risk capital for a minute, because you are from a VC industry, and when we look at the kind of risk injection model or the capital injection model we have in the world, right? The oldest one is the grants, right? It started more of philanthropy and also more about the bottom of the pyramid upliftment model. Then in 1700s, the debt instrument became very strong because the US wanted to, and Europe, the Western markets want to scale up the industrial revolution, and the debt was the way to scale up those businesses. Then in 1900s, this high risk tech disruptive ideas, to scale them up, debt or grants were not the right fit, and the VC model sort of became big. But now, as we spoke about how this impact entrepreneurs are different from tech entrepreneurs. So do you think these risk injection models or the capital injection model are good enough for this impact entrepreneurs?
Vipul, capital has to be looked at very differently for different types of requirements, right? Because as everyone knows, there's a risk and there's a reward, and one has to balance both. And so depending on what the expectation is, that's the nature of capital that it flows in, whether it's grant, debt or equity. What we have found that, for high risk, high tech kind of investments, which has outsized return outcomes, there you will see a lot of risk capital flowing in the form of equity. Especially for bottom of the pyramid, especially in developmental countries such as India and the others, you will find a lot of government focus also. Even our budget spoke of certain investments in those directions, whether it's in agri, whether it's in logistics. However, when it comes to specifically impact entrepreneurship, they are not just doing not-for-profit work. They are building enterprises which has business potential but not with outsized returns. Then the type of capital that flows into it has to be of a different nature. So what I mean is the returns outcomes have to be slightly calibrated, and that's where the role of patient capital comes in. And that's where someone like a Next Bharat will be playing a very important role in catalyzing this patient capital.
Right, I think
that's point, I think, important point. Normally, all the capital and the fund people seeks a lot of returns. Yes, it should be good, but to make big social change, we should be able to we should have good patience, but a very decent way of use the capital itself. That should be the very important point. We need that kind of people.
So Saito-san, what else apart from patient capital do you think we need to make this change for entrepreneurs, impact entrepreneurs?
Oh, that finally, one man may they can make one success in an area, but if it is limited in this area, that is not a big effect to the society. So how we can make it bigger, such success is the issue, and we may think about it, and maybe we can talk it in the next stage. But the man who considers a business model should have intention to make it larger scale, so that their business model should be common in many kind of areas and many kind of people, and it can be a very good business for many people.
To replicate the impact, basically.
Yes. That should be, I think, very important point to judge.
Right.
What to do.
And how do you see, Saito-san, I mean, from a lens, because you have a very unique perspective, I'm sure, for India, because you know India to a lot of extent, but at the same time you're looking from a perspective from outside India also, right? How do you see the ground reality of India? We're talking about Bharat, right? Bharat is not more about Bangalore or Delhi or Mumbai. It's more about the villages in Uttarakhand, the villages in Rajasthan. So how do you see that ground changing? How have you seen that ground evolving in last decade or so, since you have seen India growing from last 10, 15 years?
Oh, to understand the phenomena that everywhere change is continuing, right? I think strong intention of government of India there. They never changed the policy to invite foreign investment here, and they keep the freedom to do the business everywhere, and maybe restriction is removed gradually. So that makes all the people, not only the inside India but also the foreign investors, they will come to the conclusion that let's go to India, let's go there and let's do something in India. That is a good thing. I consider from 92 onward, more than 30 years, India continued that trend.
So you're saying that there has been a very predictability in the foreign policies of India that has led to a very stable international investments coming to India. Is this what you're saying?
Yes, right. So not only inside of India, but also foreign investors should know that and should believe the security of investment in here.
We are super eager to build our next podcast and see you next time. And until then, namaste.